suffering enters quietly. Not always as thunder, sometimes it arrives as stillness too loud to bear. The silence after a slammed door, the hollowness in the heart after good news that somehow didn't heal. You do not have to search for suffering, it finds you, and when it does, you think something has gone wrong. But what if this is the beginning of wisdom? What if suffering is not a curse but a teacher? Let us walk together, slowly, and listen to what it shows us. Lesson 1. Pain is not personal. A cracked bowl is not a failure. It is simply what happens when clay meets time. But when your heart cracks, you believe it means something about you. That you are broken. That you were not strong enough. That you did something wrong. Yet pain is not a punishment. It is part of being alive. It rains on the temple roof and the broken house alike. The Dhammapada says, even as a storm throws down a weak tree, so does suffering overcome the untrained mind. But the tree is not cursed. It is simply unrooted. So you breathe, and you remember, this pain is not yours. It is life passing through you, like wind through a forest, like a wave against the shore. There is no shame in hurting, only the chance to open. Lesson 2. Clinging is what deepens the wound. The moment something hurts, you reach for relief, for distraction, for control. You do not notice that the reaching is what tightens the knot, that the grasping is what feeds the fire. There is a monk who sits beneath the Bodhi tree each dawn, not because he has escaped suffering, but because he has stopped chasing escape. You sit, you breathe, you let the ache rise. You say, this too, and then you say nothing else. The old masters teach, to seek is to suffer, to resist is to suffer, to cling is to suffer. What happens if you unclench your fists? If you stop naming the moment as bad or wrong or unfair? You may still hurt, but you will not drown. The wave will pass through you, and the shore beneath your feet will be solid again. Lesson 3. Compassion grows where pain is understood. You see a man crying in public, and your first instinct is discomfort. But if you have suffered, truly suffered, you will not look away. You will bow inwardly to his pain, because it is also yours. Not the same shape, but the same root. Suffering is what breaks the illusion of separation. When you realize others carry wounds too, you soften. You stop judging so quickly. You listen more. You forgive what once seemed unforgivable. A student once asked the teacher, "What is the highest practice?" The teacher replied, "To suffer without bitterness. To let suffering widen your heart, not harden it. To walk through your own fire and emerge with enough light to warm someone else. That is the birth of compassion. Not a virtue, but a shared breath, a hand that does not need to fix, only to hold." Lesson 4. Everything changes, especially suffering. When the storm comes, you believe it will last forever. You build shelters in your mind. You start to live as if the rain will never end. But nothing stays. Not joy, not sorrow, not even grief. There is a story of a grieving woman who begged for medicine to bring her child back. She was told, "Bring a mustard seed from a home untouched by sorrow." She found no such house, but she found peace, because the path is not in undoing death, but in understanding change. The Buddha once said, "All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering." This is not about detachment from life. It is about releasing your demand that it stay the same. Even this pain, this hollow ache, is shifting. It is not what it was yesterday. It will not be what it is tomorrow. Let it breathe. Let it pass. Let it teach you that even the darkness has an exit, Lesson 5. True peace is not the absence of suffering, it is presence within it. You wait for everything to be okay before you can rest. You wait for the heart to stop aching before you open it again. But peace is not a reward for escaping pain. It is a choice, made in the middle of it, like the monk who walks slowly through the rain without a coat, without hurry, feeling each drop but not running from them. He is not dry, but he is at peace. Peace is a breath taken even as the tears fall. It is the stillness that watches the storm without becoming it. The Dhammapada says, "There is no fire like passion, no grip like hatred, no net like delusion, no river like craving. But the one who has crossed over, who is calm, who lets go, that one is free. And freedom does not mean you will never hurt again. It means the hurt no longer owns you. It means the ache can arise without dragging you down. You become the sky that lets all weather pass, untouched, whole, awake. Suffering taught you, not with words, but with silence. It did not ask you to believe anything, only to see clearly, to stop running, to sit, to feel, to release. These are the lessons, and they do not end. You will forget them, and remember again, and each time you will return more gently, until even suffering becomes a bell, calling you back to presence, back to the breath, back to the body, back to this moment, as it is, no longer feared, no longer avoided, just seen, felt, and let go.